I didn't bring my hat, my jacket. Jay Cox, your host. I am a roofing company owner in Denver, Colorado, and I'm also an emerging content creator. This week with you, we're going to be having Rick Daly from Daly and Black is going to be on the show. We also have a transition there, and then we're going to have live callers, and I've got Becca Switzer lined up. I've got Kim Reed lined up, and we'll cut to the intro. We'll see you in just a minute. Bit about some news. We always kind of start out with some OSB news because everybody kind of wants to know what's going on with OSB, and there hasn't really been a $15 like 8 months ago or a year ago. So yeah, material prices are definitely rising. I know we just in materials coming up next month. So I still have yet to have a featured guest who's like a material economic and whatnot. That would be fantastic. Send them our way, please. And, I have talked to some people about it, though. I'm in business. It's known to, there's a, like suppression of material of diamonds intentionally to keep them. Some sources that I have that there might be something like that going on, that there's plenty of lumber out there. That's kind of an interesting idea, and we'd like to kind of learn more about that. But I'm not going to jump to any conclusions as far as you play here. And so we're going to keep kind of discussing some of that week by week, OSB prices, material prices, and how that affects us. For that like increase that could happen like within a week or two. I mean, when we sign a job and we do the job, a good like week or two kind of goes by. So you realize this as contractors. So we will keep you updated on that. A couple more things is some things in the news are located. They have a location in Denver and in Houston, and they've been posting on Facebook about a huge case that they settled recently. And so we actually I reached out to Rick Daly, and we are going to actually, he agreed to come on the phone in years. And it was kind of one of those things where the insurance company, wasn't paying a life insurance policy. And he answers. Okay. So Rick, can you hear me? You are in my headset. So, Rick, thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. I just kind of, it's kind of, one aspect of it that I was reading about was how long it was. It was a 17.
Back in 2003, it was a life insurance case. Okay, but the principles are the same. The law is the same. Kind of what they're known for doing. And so, yeah, this one was. She died in 2003, and they filed suit in January of 2004 to get a continuance again.
So, Rick, I mean, it was a $500,000 life insurance policy. I mean, why didn't the insurance company just pay when pay? What was the problem there? What were they saying?
It's really sort of the new business model, and it started about back at that time. Being more profitable if they just deny claims, and so they oftentimes deny them without any reason. They ultimately end up usually settling, or in this case, going to trial. But the fact that most people just don't want to go fight an insurance claim or anything like that. That's what the issue is most people just don't realize they really do have access to good lawyers.
So at a roofing conference, there was no roofing conference, but I went, even the first, 2 or 3 years of roofing conferences, is this sort of a rising trend that lawyers getting involved in property claims more often?
Well, I think it is just because let's just deny a bunch of claims and most people won't get lawyers and we'll make a bunch of money off that. And so, when that happens, and
the CEO of a let's say a large insurance company on the phone, for example, if they're not, but list claims, and it just, you make more money in general when you just sort of run the numbers. How do you think a CEO of a major insurance company might?
We analyze it on a case by case basis, and we do what we think's right. It's not true, but that's what they'd say.
That's sort of
industry where they spend 100% of their advertising dollars trying to convince you that they'll really do what their contract says they're supposed to. What other industry do you say, hey, we're really good guys, and you know what, we really will pay you? I mean, they do that because that's the
believe a certain thing. I mean, literally hundreds of millions. I wouldn't be surprised if it was in the billions of dollars, right?
Oh, I'm sure. We do stuff all over the country. We don't currently have anything in Florida right now, but given the right case, we would. And so that's what we do around the country when we're not licensed in that state.
And just in general terms, we'll kind of wrap up the talk here, but just in general terms, another aspect of the news is with their insurance claims anymore. Have you heard of that law?
I've heard of it. I don't know the specifics of it since we don't have anything right now.
Yeah. Can't necessarily call in the claim with a customer, or even just be around, or even suggest like, hey, you should call the insurance company on this because there's enough damage. The trajectory of a lot of contracting companies.
These insurance companies spend a lot of money lobbying various states. In Texas, they pass all these laws about, the prohibiting the contractors from act cases. Because as far as I can tell, nobody's ever been prosecuted under one of them.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. We'll see kind of how things develop. And so, yeah, it's great to, kind of get to know Daily in Black a little bit more. And I'm sure our audience also appreciates it, having another resource as far if there's anything there. Is that right?
Yeah. They, all our information's on the website. It's dailyblack.com. Daily is just DAL.
YouTube channel as well. I noticed you sort of do content all over different conferences and stuff. So, people can kind of check that out as well. So that was Rick Daly, guys, with Daily in Black, one of the founders and partners of Daily in Black. And so we will... Really cool having Rick Daly on the show. It's kind of crazy that he took a claim from 500,000 to 100 weekly live stream. I also have a podcast, Roofing It. So, feel free to, I go a little long form on that we get kind of in depth with podcast or Spotify, anywhere you kind of see that. So, we're kind of in the process right now of getting David C, kind of some of these laws that have been made, like especially in Florida, the most recent one, it's kind of, in the insured. And so, I mean, something that happens all the time in Colorado is, people get hail, people get, help them out through the claims process. And, cause it can be very confusing and stuff like that, as you guys know. And then they, and then of doing business, and it really helps the homeowner really. And even the adjuster appreciates having us there. So, with this new law, it really progresses. And if we can overcome some of those things. So as contractors, and, there gonna be a lot of people still possibly helping people out in Florida, and I think there's also, there's a law here as well, in any way, shape or form. And so, but I am a roofing contractor here, and I know it happens. We actually, because it kind of does shoot everybody in the foot when that kind of goes on. But let's see, is he in the waiting room? David Summerly a link, and it sounds like he just got access. We're doing a live Zoom call, like Zoom in Zoom, and so
David Summerly a link, and it sounds like he just got access. We're doing a
Dave,
live Zoom call, like Zoom. It sounds like he just got access.
I think you should.
Am I better now?
Cool. Yeah, much better. Now we just are on our end. We're going to get you on the screen. We're doing live streams like this before.
Yeah, I've done. I was on with Matt Danskin. I'm sure you know our buddy Matt. I think you and I were on the same show with
figured out and stuff. And so I'm gonna make sure you're screen in screen. It sounds like we got you on the screen now. So cool. Well, David, thank you. I know you've been very supportive of my podcasting and very supportive of kind of the things I've been doing online, and which I really appreciate a lot. So for a long time, and you've been kind of doing different things in the roofing, mainly sales. I know you've experienced some adversity as well, right? Like you've, where salespeople don't get paid, right? So like, can you kind of tell us? Can you give us a little bit of the story? Like, so what? How?
Phone for a company that it was a lot of sales and marketing, and not so much the actual marketing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I ended up doing home construction and air conditioning. I sold them a package, and then the guy that was kind of a business partner with him in his own thing, doing install only, they ended up convincing me to come work for them. And they were an install only company at the time. And after that, they became a sales company. They had me go open Colorado and Wyoming for them. Didn't end up working out in the end. I don't know what they were on, but Florida. And then now I'm in Lake Charles, Louisiana, helping people here.
And so how long ago was it that you sort of like got into the roofing business?
I can learn from others so I can help more people and maybe lead in some ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And so in the roofing communities, right? You was there something there like that made you sort of like become more active at some point once you started?
I'm not 100% sure. I know watching a lot of like Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, stuff like that, it's probably been a big part of it. Watching guys like you, and with online, I can have enough reach that I can actually help more people, whether that be more homeowners at their end or actually other with Daily and Black on Florida. We got to band together. You know what I mean? We can hang together, or we can hang separately, and I'd rather hang together
with the roofing community because you are sort of a younger guy. You're a millennial guy, and so you sort of, it was really cool to meet you in person and so, and we even ran into each other at the gym. So over in Colorado, and got to know your story and stuff. But with getting like another position with the Window Pro at this point, is that right?
Right. Yep. So Hurricane Irma stuck here after we don't have a hurricane, and I don't know how much work is going to be available after that. And so I was looking around. I thought, looking event, and I was very fortunate. TJ Ware, Paradise Claims, he's a good guy, and he wanted me to find a good company and saying you probably ought to consider getting on board with this. And at the time, I kind of almost joked like, yeah, okay, because like to me, windows I need done. And I'd be like, oh, yeah, we can do that, too. No problem. Knowing my boss, at previous companies, we're going to be. Windows went from being my weakness to being my strength now, because there's a space for what we're doing. And so what we do to help contractors is freaking amazing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, we work with a window contractor here. Approach to working with contractors and insurance companies, right? So like most window contractors, the vast majority of them don't really.
Denver is one of the few places where there's like actually some really great competitors in the window space. So you've probably got some really good ones.
And so, so it definitely is there. But I mean, I feel like it's a huge resource to do what you're doing if with insurance, working with insurance companies, talking about the envelope, right? Like wind damage and they're, the cladding and like the wood windows, and there's like kind of look-alike wood type of windows. I'm not
because I'm not really the technical guy. I'm there to help people, help as many people and as many contractors as I can.
Yeah, that's really cool. So
American and Scotch Irish is the majority. And so I'm kind of a mix there, kind of 50-50 native and white. So
what's your background? For me, it's pretty, it's obvious I'm not like a straight up white guy or anything, both my parents, but for you, has that your background sort of like, kind of like, brought up challenges, or has
on the one thing, occasionally someone might misjudge me or make assumptions, stereotypes, but that's pretty rare for me. I don't think that holds me back in any way, shape, or form. I had kind of a rough childhood, but didn't we all, right? Everybody's got their own story. Lessons I can from it and how I can move forward and use it as a positive. So one of the cool things, you still with me there, Armando? Yeah. And my mom, God love her, she called herself a free spirit. She was a little wild. And it could have been seen.
Wow.
In doing that, man, it prepared me for what I would end up doing for my career. And when I was a kid, there was this time mom wasn't going to give me any money. And so I said, okay, well, we're not in the country anymore, so there's no lawns to mow. And I'm in the inner city and I do. And so I went and knocked on every door and I said, hey, I'd love to take your trash out for a dime. Most of them handed me $1 and sent me on my way. I worked in the company I worked for in Kansas that got me into this space, which, although our differences, I'm forever thankful for them bringing me into this state with destiny. So this is cool.
Yeah. Wow, man. That's crazy, man, that you kind of had to go through that, but you made it happen. If it doesn't kill you, it'll make you stronger, and
yeah.
I know I need to,
if you can turn your mess into your message, whew, there's no end.
Live caller.
Sure. Absolutely.
Let's see who it is. We got a live caller. Hello. Thank you for calling the Contractor Weekly. You're talking to where are you calling from?
I'm actually calling from Denver, Colorado.
Oh, nice. So cool. Well, thanks for calling in and thanks for being part of the show.
Brand new to the roofing industry. I just moved to Denver about a month and a half ago. So I'm kind of interested. I know this is a very lucrative business and there's a lot.
That's a good question. David, you want to field that question? I mean, you kind of started, I started out 10 years ago, so it's not as fresh in my mind, but.
If it gives you a hard time because you're a new guy, don't worry about it. Water under the bridge, just guys talking to each other, right?
Dylan, did you see that? Dave, a lot of people said came after him a little bit. Did you see that?
I was expecting it. I literally went to the comments. This poor guy, he announced he's like,
hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can hear you just fine, bud.
Yeah, I know it hurts, man, when I see some of that. Posting and he's very new and really, really basic questions, which it's fine. It happens. Like you remember that?
I do. I actually donated to his fund, and I was sad to see a lot of people hadn't, at least when I donated. I know Hunter did.
Yeah.
And I don't know what, why he passed or whatever, but, that's the thing. Like, absolutely. So, Dylan, I would recommend a couple different things.
Hey, Armando,
be nice to the adjusters and learn.
Is it just you talking, or is there other people?
I think we're having an audio.
Yeah, we're having something going on with the audio. I can actually not hear David at all.
He can't hear David at all. Okay. I'm just going to encourage you to really learn as much as possible. Take this first year to be a learning process. I wouldn't even focus. It doesn't come for a little while, is my honest opinion. And so, you can, if you learn as much as possible, you get good at you definitely can do well. I just would really encourage you to just focus on learning the whole first year. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Hopeful. It seems like I've really got myself into a good industry.
That's good, man. Yeah, you really have. I mean, I know it's changed my life, and I know it's changed David's life. So, Stinson from Denver, Colorado. David, can you still hear me?
I can still hear you just fine. Can we confirm if anybody else is able to
hear you?
Yeah.
Got it. That makes sense. Confirm. Okay.
David, it might be.
Hey, Dylan, if you're still watching, I was just going to say, adjusters, it might be a 50-50, but I find that the most of them that I talk to, they at least want to try. They want to take care of the homeowner, and they're happy to teach most of the time. And so, I learned a ton from going to conferences. Like, a huge difference for me, and actually got me connected with so many people in the industry. I'm really grateful. Always be grateful for Storm Venture.
Yeah, that's a really good point. The adjusters, I think sometimes we kind of tend to, as contractors, kind of helpful whatever way you can, because that kind of goes further with people in general, anyways, right? I mean, still good on time. We'll get Becca Switzer. Do you know Becca?
Oh yeah, awesome.
Yeah, let's see if we can get Becca on the phone. Hang on one second. Hey, Dave, if you can check your settings and check your Wi-Fi
this is
audio.
Becca,
it's our.
I know. Well, this ass doesn't grow on its own. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. What are you working on today? Doing some cardio?
No.
So I don't know if you. David Summerly is also on the Zoom call. David, can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. I disconnected audio to see if that would help.
You can't hear him, right? And he can't hear you, but you can both hear me. So I'm gonna have to be sort of a little mediator here. But yeah, so
Google Translator.
Program is, everybody says so many good things about it, and so you do sales training, and there was a little bit of a hard time, saying, why are you looking at Facebook for sales training? You should be looking at your company for sales training. And I've kind of noticed that happens,
these companies, a lot of these companies that go, one of their top salesmen, they'll be like, you're doing great, just teach information. And so like all these new sales guys that they bring on are not getting any formal, standardized, orderly training than what they do. And here's what I always say. You can't take like LeBron James and stick the 4th grade basketball games and you see him make like a half court shot with a second left on the clock. And like, that's what wins the championship game. And we're like, okay, just do standardized, basic, fundamental training that helps them connect the dots. And they're not giving them anything to take home. Like, hey, watch these exact videos in this. Can anybody else help me? Because my company can't really help me. So it's kind of a shame, but that's, obviously shameless sales plug. That's why I made all my programs.
It is important for them to do some due diligence, right? And not just sort of like jump in with the first company who expresses some interest with them. And or is it, if it is a matter of like jumping in a truck with someone and getting trained, I mean, what kind of combined? And I don't know, there's not necessarily anything, if you're a small company, anything really bad with having, if like an owner is kind of taking on a owner probably has a lot. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it depends on your goals. I think that owner is sort of taking a big risk, I think, there.
Problem. So if a business owner takes somebody on, here's the example I always use on my sales calls. So let me just ask you, how old are you? Right. And now it just pops out of your mouth. You don't have to think about it. You don't like struggle to put together sentences. It just flows out of your mouth. No problem. Because it's second nature to you. English before in their life. And I'm like, cool. You have 3 to 5 days to teach this kid how to speak English fluently. Could you do it?
No, not at all.
Hell no. And it's not because you don't know how. Difference, right? Between like, I have the knowledge and I know how to disseminate the knowledge in a way that they can pick it up and use it. So that's what goes on with these business owners. And as a business owner, yes, it's a risk of your time, but it's also on you to be investing the proper tools and resources into these people to make sure they succeed. Because if you don't have salespeople, you don't have a company. Has a lot of knowledge. They might be the number 1 salesperson in the country. They might be the absolute worst sales trainer.
Yeah, absolutely. Right? Wow, that's very true. Take another caller here. Becca, thank you so much for jumping on the phone. And also, reach out to Becca if you are looking for some sales training. There is, my friend Randy has a roofing academy. So, it might be some time to do for owners to do some due diligence and kind of see who's has their own flavor. So like, you have your own flavor. Randy has his own flavor, and I might like Randy's flavor more than I like yours, and that work, not me. So it's
Absolutely.
kind of right. It's kind of like it's not necessarily sales training is not necessarily one size fits all. And so people
like, look, here's the stuff I give away for free. People give me so much feedback on that. It's like, okay, well, take that times about 100. That's what you get in my program. So, look at stuff. So that would be my advice. And you're totally right. Some people might not connect with my style. They might not connect with Randy Brothers' style. They might not connect with SVG. Attention to that you can teach and it works.
Becca, do you have any vacations coming up that we could watch out for?
My vacations?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Awesome.
Yeah. You mean to follow my personal life to see how many animals I get to land on me?
I like following your Instagram. Your Instagram's funny. Yep. See you. David, can you still hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yep. We're still kind of working out some kinks here on the show.
I switched to dialing in instead of using my audio data, so I didn't know if that might have helped at all, but I tried.
Well, feel free to jump in too, man. We're kind of like experimenting with having the Zoom caller, and then like we get another caller, and then you guys sort of are able to talk to each other,
As long as they can hear. Becca's great, by the way. When I was out in Colorado, she was one of the people on YouTube that I was following to learn from. I learned a ton from her back then. And lately, the roof strategist, all the young people coming in with no experience, whatever he's doing, they're
watch his stuff too, just to kind of keep my knife, keep things sharp, because he's really great. I want to have him as a featured guest here. So roof strategist, awesome.
We can all learn.
Becca kind of remember, did you see when she like broke up with that guy and she put it all over my Facebook groups? That was pretty funny. We're going to have Kim Reed now coming on the show.
Cool.
Dave, can you still hear me?
Yep.
Let's see if she answers, because she's always is that here?
Do not leave a message.
That's Kim's voicemail. Not leave a message on my phone. I'm going to call her one more time. Let's see if she picks up here. Yeah, it's kind of funny. She's like, please do not be in between some stuff here. Let's see if she kind of picks
Busy
up.
entrepreneurs wearing all kinds of hats.
She's doing.
Yeah, it looks like that Roofers and Recovery is blowing up. They're having
Kim,
a lot of growth.
Is really getting busy.
And what's that other thing? I've seen them posting, but I keep forgetting the name of it. The other thing you mentioned. That's right. Okay. Yep, I heard of it. I just couldn't remember the name offhand.
Yeah, they have like these really nice commercial roofing, you know, in a way that is sustainable, you know, because commercial roofing is extremely capital intensive.
Yes, what's happening?
Oh, awesome. David, can you hear Logan?
Yeah, I can hear just fine.
Okay, cool. Logan, thank you we're live streaming, man. I got David on a Zoom call. I just did an interview with him. Do you know David Summerly? David and Logan, do you guys know each other yet?
Logan with Crest or?
Yeah, you've got Logan with Crest. Yep. So there's a little bit of a lag there, guys. So yeah, we got, Logan, have to tout who you are, Logan. I mean, Sam has done a lot of that with me personally. So I really,
Sure. There was a couple, but I'll read them both to you, but we'll focus on one. One was excuses don't pay the bills, just do the work.
Let's chat about the shorter one. Did you hear that, David? Excuses. So I follow a different guy named Aaron Nash. He's one of my sort of like Arte brothers. I'm in this group called Arte, Logan. It's like a group of lives, and it's called Arte. It's led by a guy named Andy Frisella, who actually kind of like started 75 Hard, and by Ed Mino, and it made me think about like the right kind of work versus like, I guess you could say the wrong kind of hard doing stuff, you know, but we're like neglecting other stuff that's really important. I know I'm guilty of this a lot, you know, and so I'm like working hard, doing the dishes and helping my wife with that kind of stuff, but then I'm not really like going and paying those bills and kinds of work. Or do you think just working hard, or what's your feeling about that?
You know, I'm a task-oriented guy, and I believe in making tasks that I have to do early in the morning and checking them off the list. I always have something else to do. And it's important to find a little bit of balance in that. But today, and once the project or the task is complete, you're telling yourself, man, that really wasn't that bad. Whatever it is, whether it's work-related, business-related, family-related, a to-do list to accomplish those particular tasks, you'll find yourself more focused on them and completing them properly, or delaying it or complaining about it is never to your benefit. It's only costing you more time, and time is money.
Yeah.
And money pays the bills. So I'm doing the work, and before you know it, the task list is complete. It's time to start another list.
That's nice, man. I love that. Loading, like really a weekly thing. So wherever you are, if you're on a rooftop, even just if you can take a call for a couple minutes, expand on it, and then that would be really. You still with me, David?
I am. So I'll be curious if the audio is working better now.
Did you hear Logan?
Things versus income producing.
Good afternoon.
Activities.
This is Kim.
And
Kim, it's Armando with the Contractor Weekly. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Because we're kind of starting to get to the last part of things. I definitely wanted to get you on the phone because with David Summerly. I'm not sure if you know him.
Absolutely.
So Kim, meet David. David, meet Kim.
Hi, David. How are you?
Good to hear from you, Kim.
Yeah.
At different events throughout the years. So yeah, hi.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I just had him. We did an interview, and now we're sort of experimenting with this other aspect where we have tell us kind of some exciting stuff, right? Like you just completed another commercial roofing academy. Is it?
So, Commercial Roofing Academy is a 2-day quick start, and it is a year-long program to learn commercial roofing and how to get in with more properties, etc. So
I didn't realize that you guys it was a year-long program. I mean, you and I have been working classes after that, I assume.
Yeah, we have 60 online courses that are required by our students throughout a year. There is a lot of monthly Zoom calls, and just kind of make sure that everybody is being held accountable for what they pay for. Access to Jonathan, Paul, and Steve Patrick For a year, they get cell phones, and then if they have any issues with their projects, they are also given what's called a file vault. So I do all the proposals, I do all the legwork, I do everything.
And then make the deposits and do the collections and even do all the coordinating and building. Is that true?
That is not true. Nope. He'll go out and close it. And
meeting a client potentially if you're if you're a member of the academy.
That is correct. Yes.
Wow. That is really cool. That's really cool. So you had a
but we've had such a huge need. Our classes just keep getting bigger and bigger. So we do it at the Gaylord, which it's a one-stop place, obviously. So we do the back home on Sunday to spend with the family.
I haven't even been to the Gaylord yet, and I live here. Like, I need to go visit it. It's like incredible,
it's
right?
Beautiful. Yeah, there's so much to do there.
Kim, you guys this is the second one, I think, right? And then
no, it's the third, and then we have another one that's coming up August 20th.
Okay, so the next one is in August and then in October.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. That's really great. Kim, I'm going to let you go. We're kind of going to be wrapping it up. Keep everything going, and yeah, have a great rest of the week, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you too. And real quick, I just want to throw a shout out there for RCAT. Wanda, thank you very much. I appreciate you.
Kim, RCAT. What is the organization there again?
RCAT is in San Antonio, Texas.
Conference of, Roofing Contractors Association of Texas.
That is correct.
Okay, so that's a big association, right? Texas
is
a
huge. Very big association and platform. We have a couple different booths set up for a couple different companies we have. There's going to be a lot of people there. RCAT
that's exciting.
They get credits, all kinds of stuff. So you guys check it out. Don't miss it. Super cool to attend. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay. Well, then, yeah, Google RCAT. You guys go if you're especially in Texas. And Kim, we will let you go. And thank you so much. We'll be in touch, okay?
All right. Take care.
All right,
bye-bye.
Oh, man, that's a crazy roof. It's like, I don't even know. I think it's synthetic and like metal, copper, and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, I talked to some guys that were working on building it when it was still in, I think they were still finishing.
How the heck how does that even happen? I'd expect that. So, yeah, man. Where it's kind of like we have a Zoom caller on and all these multiple people sort of like calling in and getting on the phone and stuff. So, anyways, yeah, David's
I love it.
Good. Yeah. When will you be in Colorado next?
I don't know, but summer's coming, so you never know. Might have to go out there and help with there's a good chance I'll be there as well. I love it out there, and always good to see people out there like yourself. But so I don't know in Colorado when I'll be there, and I'm sure we'll make a few mistakes along the way and clean them up and take care of people, and just part of that rapid growth stuff. But we want to get out and help.
Man, that's really cool, David. So I'm going to let you go here, and we were going to kind of finish up the show. And thanks again. We will talk to you soon. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and go right into the final thought here. And so to kind of like close it out. And also just kind of let people know, appreciate you being on the as a season sponsor, Jack. Thank you so much. We will continue to send folks your way. If Referral is a company that builds apps, guys. Like if your roofing company does not have an app, like Get the Referral, please, because they project. So I'm literally getting mine built like as we speak for my roofing company and for our video production company. So thank you so much for tuning in. Today's final thought is going to be just sort of, kind of like, talking about the dark side of insurance claims where people don't get, taken care of the way they should be. And we've touched a little bit about, insurance would be a lot of conflict among insurance companies, attorneys, public adjusters, contractors, and all of that. And something that involves getting people taken care of and getting their homes sort of repaired and fixed in a efficient manner and doing it in a way that doesn't, maybe one of these days we can have some representatives from the insurance companies on the show and, discuss things, and at the same time have attorneys on the show. That's ultimately where we're going. A little easier, or maybe I'm just crazy and too idealistic. So either way, we will see you guys next week on the Contractor Weekly.